Well. Give me a second, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Game Time Brian here, otherwise known as not working Game Time Brian. We got news. Yes, we got serious news. Matt Eberflus is fired. Again, Logan Motorsports. Not sure what you're an Eagle fan. What's your issue with Matt Eberflus? We can dig into it. I'll probably do a live stream tonight as well, but I want an instant reaction. I sent out I put the link up, but I also anybody's welcome that's a channel member, but I was looking for Walker Wade. He was looking for some immediate action. He said he'll give it 7 days, but Dallas gave it 1 day. If this doesn't show that they're acting differently, they always wait. They always wait until the last possible minute to do anything. And excuse me, I just got out of the shower. Still hazy from the sickness. I'm not horrible, but we'll break it all down. I got some, it's funny, the people I text, they have some really good information. But I wanted to let me see. I'm gonna share something here. I don't know if I can do it here. Let's see here. Give me a second. I can't. So who is that? Okay, Atlanta Falcons. Okay. Bear with me a second, everybody. This is what we're going to do. I'm getting there. All right. Anyway, let's get to the Dave Thompson figured to be fired. Yeah, but Dallas doesn't normally fire people this early in the process. Dallas likes to wait, but you got to remember they need to be early. Just look at the tea leaves. There are some names. I know Wade wants us to. Speaking of Wade, there he is. I know Wade wants us to bring in Rex Ryan. I don't see Rex Ryan. I don't see him. We got Logan Motorsports, the Eagles, Drews.
Told y'all. Hey, get rid of his ass.
Hey, Tim Panel. What's up, brother?
Where the hell's Momo at?
Loyal Cowboy. Nah. He's happy. Flip Shelton. What's up,
Cowboys are going to move differently this offseason. Don't y'all worry.
Drew's in here. BV. Good morning, Brian, in chat. True Blue Cowboys. Good morning. Good morning, brother. Julian, what's up, brother? Wait till Tuesday to do that or announce it during the Eagles playoff game. Exactly. Well, that's a good point. Let me stop there. I see Ultras in the house. Diana Rossini thinks it will be Brian Flores. And she's piped in, Ultra. I'll probably do a live stream later, but I wanted to do an instant reaction. I do have some things I got to go do.
More likely he'll be a head coach than our defense coordinator.
And listen, we were on the case early when we saw, it's all who you trust. The information is out there, right? The information is out there, people. You just got to know who to look at and who to listen to at the right times. I said, 2 days ago that Pete Carroll was going to be fired and Tom Brady's choice would be Brian Flores. We will see if that part of the equation, but we saw one shoe drop. But we'll see about Brian Flores. Dallas, I think Dallas will make an attempt. He's out there. He's without contract, Wade. But I want your initial reaction, Wade. I'm
not surprised.
Yeah. But what you told me yesterday, 7 days. You were giving him 7 days.
No, I said within the week. I said he'll be gone before next Sunday. And everyone was panicking. Remember, everyone was panicking. Oh, they said 12 to 14 days. Boy, that was a bunch of bullshit. I already knew, man. They were getting rid of his ass within a week.
Yeah. And let's talk about why here. I mean, it's not that hard. Let's first talk about guys that are available to them now. And I'm literally did no prep for this. I told Wade, he called me. I said, I got to hop in the shower. I got some errands. I got to hop in a shower.
A lot of options.
I got some errands, but let's first talk about the prospects that are in the playoffs now. Okay, that's the issue.
Like the guy from Denver, the secondary coach. I mean, it depends on who they're looking for.
I don't know if it was Ultra,
who they got their eye on. But.
I don't know if it was Ultra, but I heard this name a while ago. I know Jim Leonard. It's not like I didn't, but I didn't connect the dots. And shout out to people who take the time to connect the dots, and that's awesome. Jim Leonard has ties to one Brian Schottenheimer. Jim Leonard. He has a window, I believe it's a few days, to talk to any team regarding a elevation. Jim Leonard, go get me Jim Leonard. And now we could talk about a lot of guys.
Yeah, the Cowboys got options.
Jim Leonard is a real deal. But let's and you want somebody. Now I'm going to show a video. Ultra and I don't know. I think it was Ultra, but Demasi and Ultra were in a group chat. They said something to me, and I'll show it. Maybe I'll show it tonight. Maybe I'll show it later. Maybe I'll show it both nights. It's the Atlanta Falcons assistant. It's the defensive passing game coordinator. Again, there you go.
Got to see what happens with Mike the guy from Cleveland. They fired the coach.
Yes.
What about the defense coordinator?
Now, I want to get to you, Wade, because I don't see. I'm not saying I don't want. I do not see Rex Ryan. I'm not saying,
no. Maybe, probably not
Rex, but I don't see them going in that direction.
People keep saying Brian Flores. You got a better chance of Rex Ryan than Brian Flores right now. I think it's going to become.
Now, who would you want more, Brian Flores? A head coach. Now, here's the deal, though. Let's not forget. Now, if it's Brady,
I would like Brian Flores in here. Oh yeah.
Well, if it is Brady, okay, that's being rumored to do. We did see half of the thing drop. They may go right out for Brian Flores. My thing is, to the people in the chat, if you're the Raiders, do you want to bring Brian Flores in with a #1 overall pick quarterback? That's the part of the equation. Like, you're going to get Mendoza now because of the Giants decide to win their final two games.
Here's why I wouldn't probably want Brian Flores, Brian. Like, let's just say we bring in Brian Flores. Let's just say the defense is turned around. It's great. Maybe we'd have him for one season because he's like, okay, I did a good job here, and I'm getting hired to be a head coach. I don't want a guy that's going to come in, be here for 1 or 2 seasons, and say, yeah, I'm out of here. I'm going to become a head coach. I don't want that shit.
I hear you. Why would Flores want to leave for a worse position? What are you talking about? What do you mean a worse position? See that? YouTube J Capella, you think it's a worse position? Why? You think Minnesota, like a coach?
In no way, shape, or form is that's Minnesota Vikings coach. That's your
Eagle troll.
Yeah, well, you know what? You're dumb as fuck.
That's somewhere.
You're dumb as shit. Quit commenting.
You want to go get a head coach, you go be with the Dallas Cowboys, brother. Again, look at the upside. Where do these assistants want to go? Poorest defenses. Dallas was ranked last in defense. You're going to come in and be the savior of the world if you make them 15, right, Wade?
Yep.
You're going to make whoever comes in, you're going to be leader of the pack for head coaches in the near future. Like Dan Quinn was. Oh, my God. Dan Quinn coming off a Super Bowl loss took a downgrade, right, in your mind, to come to the Dallas Cowboys. What did he do? Elevated them to a stud defense instantly, okay? Instantly. And he went on to be a head coach. That's what happens. Let the past guide you. Take off your haterade glasses and just look. That doesn't make any sense, brother. All due respect.
You would get more out of, like, Brian Flores. Everyone's saying Brian Flores. Like,
I don't believe it'll be Brian Flores.
Even if it was, like, y'all got to understand. What if he does an amazing job here? He's going to become a head coach. He's going to leave. I'd rather get a guy that's like, yeah, I don't want to become a head coach. I want to stay a defense coordinator for about 2, 3, 4 years.
Right.
You know, or, someone that's just what they do great is defensive coordinating, and that's all they want to fucking do.
Yeah. I mean, I hear what you're saying. So we got Brian Flores out there, Rex Ryan. I don't believe it. How about Jim Schwartz? Now, I'm going with the older guys.
Flores, I like Jim Schwartz, too.
I like Jim Schwartz. I don't think they fired. I think they have somebody in mind. So shout out to Diana Rossini. They will reach out to Flores. Let's just bring up the Flores elephant in the room, right, Wade? Sure,
they'll reach out to him. You're going to get him.
Well, they'll get him if he's not offered a head coaching job. But let's not forget the lawsuit that he has regarding the NFL. Brian Flores' lawsuit is a significant racial discrimination class action case filed in 2022 against the NFL, the Miami Dolphins, the New York Giants, and the Denver Broncos, alleging racist hiring practices for black coaches highlighted by sham interviews for roles he was never seriously considered for. Again, he's a guy who likes to make waves. Nothing wrong with it, okay? We all know that the Rooney Rule and that teams, including the Cowboys, have used it. They all have to interview a minority coach, okay? That's just a fact. That's the fact. Racial discrimination. Flores claims that the NFL hiring system for coaches and executives is rife with racism, disadvantaging black candidates. Now, what I would tell you, me personally, I think it's just some clubs are more comfortable with guys they know rather than guys they don't know, and the good old boy network and who you know, right? I don't know. Listen, so that is still ongoing, okay? So it's not as though, so it would be surprising, but maybe Brady's the guy to get away from that, Wade. Maybe Brady's the guy to say, I don't care, I want him anyway. I still have a weird feeling.
The Raiders have been playing musical chairs with coaches.
Well, the ownership with the Raiders is a train wreck. Mark Davis is not good, right?
It's bad.
Mark Davis and Joe Shane should go get a room together because, again, they seem to make one dumb move after another. Nobody understood. I liked Pete Carroll, but you give Pete Carroll too much leeway and you bring in a Geno Smith. It made no sense to me. And then everybody knows you needed offensive lineman, then you go Ashton Genty. It just was, I don't know. It is what it is, but... So, Wade, if you're sitting here, Jim Schwartz, I don't see that either. I think they're giving Shoddy his pick here. 105.3 The Fan says the same thing. Your thoughts on what's going to transpire here?
105.3 Fan said what?
That they are going to allow Shoddy to make his pick. That
I believe that. I believe it.
What about the Cardinals' old head coach that just got released?
Well, that was what I was going to bring up, Jonathan Gannon. Now, I've seen Jonathan Gannon up close and personal.
You need to look at who he has a relationship with, who Schottenheimer has relationships with over the years.
Jim Leonard. In my opinion, it's Jim Leonard, and it's Ruttenberg out of Atlanta. I know, Wade, you're not in front of your computer. You probably don't know who he is. I didn't know who he was until I saw the video. Look for a guy that's along the lines of Brian Schottenheimer, okay? You have to at least appreciate that they're not waiting. They're not saying, nah, man. Jerry Jones don't like to pay people for leaving and not work. And yet they did it literally hours. And what made Dallas so upset was his inability to change his system for the guys he has on his team. That was the big deal.
Made zero sense.
We all know that Dan Quinn changed up, right? And let's not forget, when he was with Rob Ryan, he was a 3-4 guy. Eberflus has changed, and not for the better, in my opinion. He used to be a 3-4 guy. Now, let me ask you guys, is there any way in God's green earth that we go to a 3-4?
I kind of hope if you're going to rebuild the defense, I don't see what would be the problem with it.
I would like to pick people. Clint Hurt. Ultra says Clint Hurt and Ard Wilson has stronger ties with Shoddy than Leonard. I'm sure they do, but my thing, Ultra, is this is outside of Dallas's character to fire like the next day, right? Not really the next day. It's Tuesday. I guess they all came back and met on Monday. Jerry was not happy. Steven, if you listen to Steven's words, I don't know, and maybe you would know more, Ultra. Did Shoddy have a lot of ties with the guys that are on his team now? Or did he just did he have ties with Connor Riley, right? I know the Clayton Adams, he wasn't friends with Clayton Adams, I don't believe.
Did they release Cottontail too?
Again, no.
Cottontail still there? Did he get released?
Again, I don't see what's so wrong with the
White Cotton. I ain't got no issues with White Cotton.
I don't know what the issue is at. His ties to he helped get Quinnen Williams here. He took him to a top 5 run defense since the trade.
I don't got no problem with White Cotton. The issue is you have bad players, bad fucking drafts, and a garbage ass defensive coordinator. That's the answer to what's the problem with the defense. Go look at the last 5 drafts the Cowboys have had. And they're frugal in free agency. That is why your defense is ass garbage, and your coordinator's trash too. So
okay, he's
sitting there saying,
Clint Hurt with championship coaching experience. Eagles. Drew Sledhead. Hey, game time. Moving snow up here today. Wow, Sledhead. Be safe, my man. I know it's the frozen tundra out there. So. It is what it is. I see Hamid came out of his cave.
Of
course.
He's out of his cave. He went in after that Eagles loss. He went into a cave deep. You got Andre Curtis, passing game coordinator, White Cotton, defensive line coach, Dave Borgonzi, linebackers coach. Borgonzi can go. I don't think Borgonzi has, again, I would let your defensive coordinator hire who he wants. Okay? That's it. Jim Leonard praised for a strong motivator who can adapt his scheme to fit players. He is seen as an up-and-coming coach who would be a good fit in Dallas. Some people say Al Harris. I don't see Al Harris coming back here. I don't.
They didn't. Hey, I've heard so many things about Al Harris the last few days. Y'all got to let Al Harris go.
Yeah.
They didn't like how he was coddling the DBs. That's one reason why Diggs turned into a prima donna. Schottenheimer did not like that. Al Harris is not coming here. Drop it. It's over.
Jonathan Gannon. He has ties to Eberflus. What would you say if we brought in a fired Arizona? Now, I was up close and close to the Eagles and Jonathan Gannon. Eagle fans, do you like Jonathan Gannon? He got a lot of criticism here. I feel bad for Clint Hurt if he ends up in Dallas. Hopefully he gets paid well to cope with the losing. Jack. We'll see. I think Shoddy is going to want to go with somebody he's comfortable with and trust. Let's be honest. His ass is on the line. Schottenheimer. His ass.
Oh, yeah. Schottenheimer. Yeah.
It's nobody else's ass. He needs to do what's best for him and winning games.
Fuck everybody else. You trying to win. You need to be worried about you.
Good morning, everybody.
Hey, how are you? Good morning.
Oh, I'm here. Wake up and I'm just going, hallelujah.
Yeah. Hallelujah. Yeah, right. You do a little what's his name? I can't think of who made that song.
I can't remember.
Yeah, what's his? He passed away.
Yeah, he passed away a few years ago.
Yeah, he drowned. Let's see. I'm doing a poll here with some names that aren't necessarily, aren't necessarily the big, unbelievable names. Oh.
Do you think they'll look for a coach?
Don't be surprised. I know what you're gonna say, Lou.
I said, so you think they're gonna look for a coach that's in the playoffs right now?
They're gonna interview one, I think.
You look for past relationships. Like we were saying, the Denver Broncos defensive coordinator. The DB's coach. His name has been being thrown around these last 4 or 5 days here, pretty heavy in Dallas. You need to look at. I know everyone's going to say Rex Ryan ain't coming. Don't be surprised if they bring that man in for an interview. I'm sitting here saying, don't be surprised.
Oh, well, he'll get interviewed.
Well, he's been lobbying like the last 3 years, like, oh, I've turned the defense around tremendously. So he's been lobbying to get a job here. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Just look for past relationships and that ilk.
But I'll say this about Rex Ryan. The game has changed a lot since he stepped down from coaching. It's changed tremendously.
What, garbage quarterbacks in the NFL? You're right about that.
Saying, well, quarterbacks, yeah, but I'm just saying in the schemes and stuff like that have changed tremendously.
I don't know about that. Offenses are, I don't know. The West Coast offenses, like, I know what you're saying, loyal, but like, has it really changed though? I'm just saying, like, has it really changed? You got mobile quarterbacks, and you got like people are running the same offenses, West Coast hybrids. Like, I mean, what has changed?
Drew, go get
I'm just saying, Peyton Manning was throwing 55 TDs in 2013. You see any quarterbacks doing that nowadays?
Well, I'm just saying, players now are bigger, faster, and stronger. You know,
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Ain't no current player in the NFL stronger than Larry Allen. So I'm just saying, like, that whole like, oh, players are faster, stronger thing. I don't buy that for 1 second.
So I'm
not saying they're not strong, but Larry Allen, if he stepped in the NFL today, he'd be the strongest player in the NFL, and he played in the 90s, for crying out loud. So
you don't think they'll go after anybody that's in the from college? Work on the
no.
I don't think so. But listen, I'm not against it. But if you're asking me my opinion,
I'm not against it.
I didn't listen. YouTube only gives me 4 options, and it's funny. Rex Ryan 7%, Brian Flores 53%. I think Jim Leonard, Jonathan Gannon, and the Atlanta.
So there's 2 types of coaches
Atlanta
that you
defensive passing game coordinator that Ultra sent.
Here's the one thing. I'm gonna say something loyal. I'm gonna say something real quick. I'll tell you what. You say things have changed. You know what hasn't changed? Getting in a quarterback's face and putting pressure in their face has literally caused every quarterback to be absolute trash. That is foolproof. That ain't never gonna change.
No, but I was talking about defensive coordinators. There's 2 different types. You got the type of defensive coordinators that players are scared as hell of. That get what they want, or you got defensive coordinators that players like and buy into.
B Dunk says
Eberflus wasn't either one of those. That's
B Dunk says get Flores.
Right.
B Dunk says get Flores. He's a silent assassin.
Look, I don't want Flores. Look, guys, listen. We cannot look. Look. Y'all want Flores? He comes in here and kicks ass one season. He's gonna be gone. He's gonna become a head coach. I don't want a coach in here that's gonna stay for 1 year.
Yeah, see, this is what me and Ultra agree on.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Glenn
I can hear you.
Schumann.
All right, go ahead. I'm
sorry.
No. I've been trying to get a word, but I had a super chat. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, me and Ultra are kind of on the same page with the one in college, Glenn Schumann from Georgia, because Shoddy has ties to him.
Yeah, I can only come up with 4 options. But B Donk had first. Let me get to the super chat. I said it once, but I don't know if anybody heard. Ultra Drew got a star tattooed on his ass. B Donk, get Flores. He's a silent assassin. Won't take all the air out of the room like Rex and can relate to players. I don't think Rex Ryan has any chance, but I threw it in there just because. There's a chance because he's been lobbying for a job. Go get me the best communicator out there.
I want the best defensive coordinator possible. Y'all need to be realistic here, guys. Brian Flores, if he comes in here for 1 year and kicks ass, he's going to be a fucking head coach.
Yep.
And we'll be finding another defensive coordinator. No. We need a guy that's going to be here like Dan Quinn for 3 or 4 seasons.
Yeah, I think there's no chance in heck I know what Diana Rossini's saying. Dallas will try and get a hold of him. He's probably top on their list. I believe I'm going to believe what I heard the other day, and it's half of the. I would never have thought that Pete Carroll would have been fired after 1 season, and yet he's fired after 1 season. So look for Brian Flores to be hired in Las Vegas. Now, I don't know that I agree with that. Because if you're going to go out and get Mendoza, you want a maybe an offensive mind, right? You want a guy that's offensive minded, but maybe not. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, since they're allowing Kubiak to do interviews, you think he's going to interview
Clint
here?
Kubiak is a hell of a name to look for. I think he'll be interviewed again. Now's the time. That's why the Raiders fired Pete Carroll right away. They want to interview Clint Kubiak. Well, the Giants just extended their general manager, Joe Shane, which, again, I don't know if he has photos of the front of the ownership, but Joe Shane got what he wanted, and he got Brian Daboll out of there. Again, if you don't have good, again, that defense, whoever was in charge of that defense was absolute ass. You let Redface go with the Giants. Now he's in college.
What makes more sense for the Cowboys is, like you're saying, the guy from Cleveland, if he gets let go, guy that's going to stay a defensive coordinator. The guy from the Denver Broncos, secondary coach, Schottenheimer, has a relationship.
Plus, it's an elevation. Yes.
It's an elevation move for him. Brian Flores he's not going to move lateral to become our defensive coordinator.
Coach.
Kick ass and then leave the next year and become head coach. That doesn't make any sense.
I think it's easy pickings for Diana Rossini to say, well, Flores of course Dallas is gonna, again, everybody wants to talk their shit about Dallas, but they always have had minority assistant coaches. Always. Now, head coach, okay, but I mean, it's not, I don't know that they're going out of their way. I just think you get
minority defensive coordinators too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it's like,
it's just what's the guy from Seattle? Oh my gosh, I forgot his name. He was defense coordinator.
Who was the defense coordinator of Seattle? He's out of the league now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I forgot. And in the early 2000s, we had y'all got to stop.
Well,
y'all got to stop.
Well, you have what's his name? Todd Bowles was here, right? So we had Todd Bowles here for years. He was under Parcells. I don't know. I just think I think Jim Leonard is now Jim Leonard. I just think that's a natural thing. It'll be interesting to see what's up with Whitecott, and I don't think he did a bad job at all with the defensive line. But we'll see. Is there ties with Whitecott and Leonard? I don't know. Maybe not. So we'll see. I could care less if Whitecotton's got to go. He's got to go. I think you're going to see a whole new defensive backs coach, probably linebackers coach. Well, I mean, if you're going to get rid of Whitecotton, you better get rid of those, because to me, linebackers were the most egregious out of anything. Corners, Al Harris, it dropped off big time. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. It's going to be, I'm just happy that we are in the conversation. Now, if they choose, if we find out that they choose not to interview Jim Leonard, which I don't believe that'll be the case, then that'll be kind of head scratching, because even if Brian Schottenheimer wants a certain guy, just look at what Schotty did last year. Schotty went out and interviewed a lot of different people, stumbled on the Kansas State offensive coordinator who's here, Connor Riley. Maybe he knew him in passing, but that was a hell of a hire, under the radar hire. You're not going to know until you interview people, right? So, I would interview Glenn Schumann, DC coordinator. Yeah, ultra. There you go. Yeah, Chris Richard. There it is.
Chris Richard. Yeah.
That's
so
it. Ultra, you got it.
I don't want the Cowboys to rush out and do anything and just hire the first guy. You need to be vetting every possible options here.
Yeah, Wink Martindale, he's in college.
Yeah, so. I agree with that. They don't need to just...
Don't rush this.
Don't rush it, no.
You just need to get this done before free agency, so you can establish what you want as your defense, your scheme, your build.
30 Sanchez with the super chat. Jerry should interview the Eagles defensive coordinator and offer him a major bag that would be one hell of a middle finger to the Eagles. Who's the Eagles DC right now?
Yeah, you talk about Fangio.
Yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you.
It's a lateral move. Why would Vic Fangio do that?
He lives in Pennsylvania. He'll be the Jim Johnson again. He'll be available soon. I mean, you know, you should be able to talk to him in a few days. No, I don't know. Maybe a week. You get it? You get it? Anybody get that? I guess
that'd be perfect to interview him now. That way it's all a distraction.
Well, as soon as, he's ready to retire, Linda. I agree with that. Linda says he's ready to retire. I totally understand. Logan says we can have Kevin Patullo. No, thank you. I don't think even you guys want Kevin Patullo. But again, I'm just reporting what we're hearing here. You know, people think all I do is, dude, I got more. Why are all Dallas content creators talking about the Eagles? Well, that's why I have Eagle people following me, because I bring up, you know, it's not, most of the stuff I talk about is not trolling. The whole Seth Joyner thing, I say that, and then we got Drew saying poo-pooing Seth Joyner. Seth Joyner is a beast. Seth Joyner is a real dude. He may be.
He don't hold punches.
Yeah, he don't hold. And you want to talk about a Cowboy hater? Seth just wants the Eagles to win. In his mind, the Eagles, you know, should have went for the number 2 seed. It's water under the bridge now, but I'm just reporting. Don't get mad at the guy reporting, you know, what's going on.
Yeah, you're kind of like, even Philly 500 was having a meltdown. Hold on. I would be fucking pissed if my team threw a game to lose the 2nd seed, like to have a guaranteed 2 games at home. That is the most stupidest thing you could try to rationalize. Oh, we really didn't need that game. Stupid. Dumb. That's no. If Drew, you're okay with that, Drew, you got fucking problems. Get your head checked.
If the Ravens and Steelers' defensive mindset of tough players, I'd look at their assistants. Yeah, Clemente, they do have some, you know, again, look at some of the successful. I mean, again, the Ravens, injuries matter. They were decimated this year, and they were still on the precipice of making the playoffs. So game time, I want Robert Saleh. Buddy Johnson, again, they had their opportunity at Saleh as a head coach last year, and they went with Brian Schottenheimer. I think Saleh is a better coordinator, but he is a defensive coordinator, is he not? All right, Loyal, I'll talk to you later, brother. I'll probably do something tonight too. I just wanted to do a quick hitting video now, a little live stream. I got to go out and do some errands in a little bit. But Cowboy fans calling Eagles stupid. Do you have a mirror? Nobody called Eagles stupid. Oh, you mean if they don't? Yeah.
Okay, okay. If you are an NFL fan of a team and you have the chance to get the 2nd seed and you lose the game because you sat your players and you try to rationalize, oh, well, we really didn't need that game. Who cares about the 2nd seed? Bro, you are dumb. Like, you don't want to win. You need home field.
Yeah,
in the playoffs.
Something. You need that at least.
Now, Eagles, you're getting the 49ers the first week when you could have probably been playing Green Bay.
They think that's an easy win, it seems like.
Oh, you think the 49ers are an easy win? So when the 49ers walk all up and down your ass here on Sunday, I don't want to hear shit.
I've been doubting the Niners all year. They just keep. But anyway, let's focus back in on the Cowboys. We just had to, talk about some of the elephant. I'm going to look around the Twitter sphere for some of the Cowboys beat writers, and I'll give you what I'm hearing. Welcome to the 2026 offseason, Cowboys fans. What to do next? The defensive coordinator, George Pickens' extension. And you need to, so again, I'm looking at it. Okay, 35 minutes ago. A lot of fun stuff coming out here. Let's see. It will start their search in the 4th defensive coordinator in many years. That's the scary thing, but you can't be afraid to make change, right? This is their 4th defensive coordinator in 4 years.
I mean, it's okay. Your defense is going to be completely different next year, so it's like, what does it matter?
Yeah, think about that. Right, Chris? There's probably going to be 6 new players added to that defense. So
6, 7, 8 new players.
At least 6 starters, I'm talking.
There's a lot of guys that are probably going to get cut that they've drafted in the And training camp. No, we got someone better. Cut.
I just hope they get better picks in free agency this year than what they did last year.
They have to, because if they don't, the defense is going to be absolute garbage again. They know this.
Right.
Look, they hear it. They hear it, Holly. They hear it. They know if they do not go out and spend money this free agency, the defense is going to suck. No ands, if or buts about it.
So I'm looking at it here.
Better defensive coordinator would also help as well. So
yeah.
Apple Dumpling Game is funny. That was a good movie, actually.
That's a great movie.
Seen it.
Patrick No-C Walker. For me, Jonathan Gannon and a couple others I can't name without costing the Cowboys a draft pick, NFL tampering. So Jonathan Gannon, with his ties to the Cowboys, will get an interview per No-C. Again, insider, works for the Cowboys, so he's going to give you his opinion. You just got to know what to believe and what not. Matt Eberflus has been fired by the Cowboys. So he's saying Jonathan Gannon will get an interview. Okay. Which was nothing earth.
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, it's like interview everyone.
Yeah. I mean, Clarence Hill, Clarence Hill is basically saying, outside of his political bullshit, which I don't need to hear on his page, brother. Stick to football. Cowboys waste no time. Matt Eberflus is out. The team will head into 2026 with a new DC. Their fifth since 2020. Their fifth defensive coordinator since 2020. But I would say this will be their first actual quarterback. Defensive coordinator that they're going to allow their head coach to solely make, outside of Mike Nolan, which was a mistake, right? Mike Nolan was an absolute mistake, and they allowed Mike McCarthy to bring. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see if they do indeed allow him to do what he needs to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't cut his knees off.
Yeah.
Let him do the picking.
Indeed. And like I said, I'll have more later on the different candidates. I'll have time to bring up some video and show you some out there. Again, I like the guy. Again, I would be a little skeptical of Jonathan Gannon. I'm not going to lie to you. That doesn't make me warm and fuzzy. I'm not saying he's not a good defensive coordinator. I was skeptical with him with the Eagles. He did turn it around. I don't know, man. I think I like Jim Leonard. What Jim Leonard is helping, what he's helping do with the Broncos is take a bunch of kind of no-name guys on the defensive line. Not saying that they're not good. Linebackers especially, and they're really dynamic. They're really good. And more importantly, he's a motivator, which is like the guy Ruttenberg in Atlanta, and I'll have more on that later. I like what I heard in the video. I want a guy that's going to relate to the players and get them fired up. It seemed like our team, am I the only one that thinks that I thought that the Cowboys were kind of flat a lot of times?
That's why they are. That's why I'm like, I was telling my dad, I was like, I don't know why I don't see Michael Irvin on the Cowboys sideline. Like, he's crazy. Well, you know what? He's an encourager and a motivator of men. I'd like a guy like that on my sideline.
Right.
Jeez.
YouTube says Gannon relies on his front four to get pressure. I'm sure Dallas would need to go get Crosby. YouTube J Capelot. Yeah. And it'll be interesting. If you go with a guy like a Jim Leonard, he don't need to have a Max Crosby, right? I mean, who's rushing off the edge for Denver? They are making it work with scheme and
Max Crosby would be nice.
It would be, and like I said, we'll see who drops to us. Can't wait to start talking draft and actually dig into it with my own eyes, because I haven't really had too much time to do it, and just kind of you get the headlines. Ooh, how about this guy?
Yeah.
Ooh, how about that guy? Let's really I need to take my time and kind of look
Honestly,
at it.
I think free agency is going to be more important this year than the drafts.
Jim Leonard will be the Ultra says Leonard will be the Broncos defensive coordinator. Okay. I mean, so you're telling me, all right, let me put it out there then. If
their Broncos defensive coordinator leaves,
if Flores gets a head coaching job, right, and Jim Leonard stays with the Broncos because Sean Payton has an inside deal that he's going to be the DC there. I'll get ready for Gannon. And now, if you're telling me Gannon or Schwartz or Foot Fetish or Ruttenberg, I would go with the young guy out of Atlanta. I really like him. Hey D Moore's in the house. How are you? So I don't know, man. It's a lot to take in here. Any thoughts, Wade? When do you think we'll start interviewing people? When would you like that?
I'd like them to start. I don't want them to hire someone like immediately. Like interview as many people as possible within the next week. We start hearing some, guys you're bringing in. Let me start hearing, you got your eyes on. Let me start hearing more rumors from insiders of who they got their eyes on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I say, if the Browns get rid of or decide to revamp everything, go a different way, we could get Jim Schwartz. I'd love that.
You got time.
Yeah.
You got time.
Well, I want to rattle off the names. I'm going to rattle off every possible name, and just briefly, there's about 15 of them that I came up with. Jim Schwartz. Okay, we just talked about defensive coordinator for the Browns over the last 3 seasons. Obviously, they're now word is they want to keep Jim Schwartz if possible. The edge rusher, the NFL's all-time sack leader for a season, Myles Garrett wants him to stay. Again, over the last 3 years, Cleveland is first in the league. So over the last 3 years, Jim Schwartz, but it coincides. I mean,
question.
Yes.
If they do this, just hypothetical, hire some, Jim Schwartz, would Myles Garrett want to follow?
Again, his contract, I'm going to remain with this. His contract is almost untradeable. For a team that needs so many pieces, at least for the Dallas Cowboys, Hallie, I don't see that as a viable option. Max Crosby is literally almost half the money, especially if you tweak it a little bit. I just don't see it. Now, I mean, would I want it?
That'd be totally terrible.
Myles Garrett does he will make your defense better.
I'm not saying I don't want it, but if you're asking me realistically.
It's just hard. It's just realistically hard to do
it. It was just a hypothetical.
No, yeah. I hear what you're saying, but
now if his contract was similar to Crosby's, a lot more doable.
And like I said, I'll do some homework. I'll get some numbers, and we'll talk more tonight. Jim Leonard, again, we've talked about him. One of the 2 most commonly listed names of the Cowboys fans wish list, along with Brian Flores, who I don't think Flores is going to be available. I think he's going to Vegas. Even though I don't know if that's a great move for Vegas, because I think I would want to get it all. I would think I would want to. Well, there's a lot of coaches that are available that are going to get rehired that was just a head coach. That Miami head coach might get a job right away. So, but anyway, Raheem Morris. Anybody have any interest in a Raheem Morris? He's going to be he's a defensive coordinator. The Atlanta Falcons fired him quickly.
Yeah, they did. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I don't like that.
Wink Martindale. Remember, he was with the Baltimore Ravens. He was with the Giants. You remember?
About the Jets, they fired their head coach.
Martindale was spent the last 2 years as a running. He ran the University of Michigan defense. Wink Martindale. Steve Wilkes. He's had a rough career. He's a Ron Rivera disciple, Steve Wilkes. I think he's with. I don't know where Wilkes is now. He joined the Jets as the defensive coordinator this year, Steve Wilkes. So I don't see Wilkes, but Patrick Graham, a little unknown name, has managed and survived 3 different regimes with the Raiders. So Patrick Graham, again, no thank you. Mike Pettin, anybody interested in Mike Pettin? Mike Pettin currently serves as the Vikings assistant head coach and outside linebackers coach. Maybe Mike Pettin gets the D coordinator job. I don't know with the Vikings. James Bettcher, Bettcher. The Colts have collapsed over the second half of the season, missing the postseason after starting 8-2. I don't know that I would want James Bettcher. He was the last 4 years under the tutelage, and the Cowboys will certainly do worse bringing in someone with his background. No, thank you. Durante Jones, he's off the Brian Flores branch. He coaches the defensive backs in Minnesota. Ken Norton Jr. There you go, Wade.
Kenny.
I would interview him, right?
Yeah.
Nick Harris. What's he saying, Ultra? What's Nick Harris saying? Why would Vegas go with 3 consecutive? Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. What's up, Vinny Hagan? How are you? Jimbo says Raheem Morris is decent. He got stuck with that shit quarterback. Kevin Patullo better be up day and night trying to revert this prevent offense. Yeah, YouTube. I'm looking forward to the game. I think it'll be a close game. Ultra Cowboy, a Fowler today. We got the guys. We just need to put them in best position to make plays. I don't care how good you think your scheme is. You just got to evolve. I would go with Ultra with what the Quinnen Williams said. We need more dogs on this defense. He said we need dogs. So I'm not here to tell you who exactly those dogs are, but go get me some dogs. I think dogs matter. I think coaching, and I think a lot of mental is a big part of football. I think you need to be in the right frame of mind. F no to no, and I agree, Vinny. Yeah, I'm not saying I want them, but just throwing out some names. The Clint Hurt, okay? If Schottenheimer wants to look in the direction of another former Seahawks coach who currently works for a division rival, Clint Hurt is a solid option. Currently the Eagles' defensive line coach. Hurt spent 7 seasons in Seattle. For the entirety that Schottenheimer was there, Hurt was the assistant head coach and defensive line coach. He was promoted to coordinator when Norton was let go. Again, that's the best name that I'm hearing right now that I would want out of the names. It's Jim Leonard, then Clint Hurt. So far, I would definitely, number one, you hurt the Eagles by bringing them in. You get a little insight of what they're doing. It's not all just players. It's how they're coaching. And if he has that long of a relationship with Schottenheimer, what would you think of Clint Hurt, Wade?
I'd be fine.
So you're not overly worried about it. You like that, right? If they allow Schotty to interview him,
I think they're gonna allow Schotty to bring in the coordinator.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be someone who's had a past with him. You got to look at guys that he's been on teams with, the former Jets, the Seahawks. You got to look at these coaches that have been a part of him. Relationships over the years.
You got to understand one thing, people. Schottenheimer's a smart dude. Okay, it took him a long time to get this head coaching job. So he's not going to F it up, right? He don't know if he'll get another opportunity. This is arguably his best opportunity under the biggest stage to turn a team around who wasn't. Again, people want to troll and say, well, it's horrible this, horrible that. The truth of the matter is you win in Dallas. It's epic, right? It hasn't been done in a while. You're winning the big game, as we all know. So you go win in Dallas, you can write your ticket. So Clint Hurt, I wouldn't be against that. Let me see what I got here. Okay, I just got it. I just got your text. Now, my thing is, Ultra, I don't believe that Dante Fowler is even going to be on the team.
Yeah, Dante Fowler probably. Is
that who it was? Dante Fowler or somebody else? Like, my eyes are failing.
Isn't he the one they brought back?
Dante Fowler.
Yeah.
Dante Fowler had a disappointing year. But,
good.
Christian Parker, if Schottenheimer decides he wants to do what nearly everyone else in the league is doing, and copy Vic Fangio, there's another Eagles staffer to poach. Nah, if I'm going to poach, I'm going to go with Clint Hurt. But I hear you. Leslie Frazier, he was with the Cowboys. He was with the Cowboys already. Any interest in Leslie Frazier, one of the names Cowboys interviewed for their head coaching vacancy before promoting Shoddy? Leslie Frazier may get consideration. He's been on the assistant head coach for Mike McDonald with the Seahawks. Leslie Frazier, anybody? Walker Wade, you have anything?
Yeah, what's his track record?
Well, he was with Dallas, remember? He was with Dallas, I believe, back in the day. If I'm wrong, yeah. One of the names the Cowboys, they interviewed him for their head coaching vacancy as well. He was with the Bills. Frazier is a former quarterback and led the Bears in interceptions during the historic '85 Super Bowl run. Denard Wilson, the Titans defensive coordinator for the last 2 years. That's a name. Corey Undlin. I remember Corey Undlin, at least that name. Only 7 teams in NFL history have made the playoffs after starting 0-3, and the Texans are the most recent to do it. Corey Undlin, a huge part of that. So there's just some of the names, everybody, but the 2 names that on that list will be Jim Leonard and Clint Hurt. So they both need to be. I don't know if. So Ultra says Denard Wilson has ties to Shoddy. Yeah. So, again, Momo, you ask for Momo, you get Momo. So Momo is coming in here.
Oh, Mo.
I don't know if I don't think he has a shirt on yet. So we need to make sure he gets dressed. We do not need to see any crack this morning, Mo. So
no, it's not.
So what was that, Momo, about the Cowboys?
Yeah, so they weren't going to get rid of Eberflus.
Okay. Let me say this.
What was that? Jerry ain't gonna do shit.
Let me say. Okay.
Hey, Momo, I'm just glad I don't ask you for advice.
Okay.
7-0, 10-1.
I think. Okay.
Go ahead, Momo. Respond to Wade. He's calling you out. He wanted your number. I don't know if he has your number, but he wanted to text you early in the morning. Wade, I didn't give it to him. But maybe he has.
He could have.
No,
you owe me $100.
I ain't bet you $100. I appreciate you, Wade.
Logan says the Momo show has begun. Everybody loves Momo. Even the Eagle fans, they love you. Linda Conjure says pay his own interpretation means cheap. Pay his own interpretation.
Yeah, but here's the thing. 2 things. I'm disappointed in the Cowboys.
Oh, here we go.
To let him go. I really am. I'm seriously, because now y'all got second. Y'all gonna have to start all over. New defenses, new schemes, new this, new that. And Shoddy, as like I said, is not a very good head coach. It's his rookie year. This is his first year. Y'all gonna see the end results. This was a bad move because you had to give the guy a chance to get his guys in. He never had his guys in.
He brought in Kenneth Murray.
He brought
in several other players.
Oh,
Absolute trash.
Did he get anybody in the secondary? No.
Absolutely garbage. Momo, let me say something real quick. Momo, this defense was worse than the '89 Cowboys defense. That is a fireable offense.
Okay. So what you gonna do
and
next year?
And that team went 1-15.
Again?
Well,
he doesn't adjust to
anything either. No, they can go out and spend money.
Also, Momo's saying that Shoddy's a bad coach. Well, opposite, we got a great coach.
Actually, you don't. Actually, you don't.
Oh, yeah,
because
we do.
he gets out.
He's a good coach. He just
I think I saw a news flash. I think I saw a news flash.
he looks lost in key situations in the game.
Oh, I think I see a news flash. Washington Commanders possible landing place for Eberflus.
Wow.
No,
Flus.
no,
Flus is coming home, baby.
You guys like taking the trash, don't you?
Go ahead, take Flus. Nah, you
So,
don't need Flus.
so make a question. Here's a question you have to ask yourself: is Jerry, because he's gonna hire within, he's gonna have Cotton as a defensive coordinator?
He's not gonna hire from within. They're gonna let Schottenheimer do this.
Oh no! Hold on. You gonna have Cotton as your, because he hires within, so he's not going out there because he does it by the cheap.
You said the same shit about him not letting go of Eberflus. What happened?
Okay.
Momo,
you can't be
the history of Jerry is
to
to hire within. He's gonna hire Cotton as your new defensive coordinator. Good luck with that.
No, he's not.
Oh my gosh, Momo.
Yeah, he's not.
You need to stop. You need to stop, Momo. You need to stop.
And Momo, who is Washington going to? What are they going to do for your team?
I hope they do much better than they did last year. I'm pissed. I'm angry.
Thanks, Finney. Ultra says he's not hiring within. I would hope not, Ultra. I would hope not. Man.
Yeah. I worry about my team. My team gonna be fine.
Your team
will
be fine.
On. We got the money.
If I may pick you to win the division next year. Nah, I can't do that. But I might. No. I did it this year.
Yeah, I just think.
Thanks, Jimbo.
When you do game time,
yes.
When you do the same old plays from last year, they were literally doing the same plays on the offense.
And they were number one in offense at the end of the year.
Who? Washington this year?
Oh, you're talking about Washington. Okay.
Yeah. I'm talking about they was doing the same plays they've been since like.
I think this offseason's huge for the Commandos, and we'll talk later tonight about the whole.
We'll do that.
We'll expand it. I just wanted to touch on the defense coordinator, but real quickly. It's a big offseason for the Dallas Cowboys, Momo, and the Commanders, because Commanders have a lot of money, but you got to make the right decisions, right?
Yes.
You have to make you have to make right decisions.
Yes. Von Miller came in. He
looked good. He looks good.
He looks good. I think if he doesn't sign with Washington, somebody else will want to pick him as a third down defensive end, third down. Because he has 9 sacks and he put a lot of pressures on these quarterbacks.
Ultra asked a question from Momo. Did the Commanders beat Shoddy this year?
I've been beating us for the last 20 years, so it doesn't matter.
Brother? How you doing? Dave Thompson, Nick Sorensen on the hot seat as well. He should be, Dave. Nick Sorensen should be the next man to go, in my opinion. Ex-49er, bang, bang. He needs to go. But
boy, is he
special teams?
Special teams.
Yeah. Again, I don't know.
How can you fire why y'all want the special team fired?
Because we went from the best to the worst, brother. We're not
I'm
worse.
Just saying,
we're not worse statistically. We're mid-pack statistically.
Yeah, I think you're middle of the road. Oh, because you're. I'm gonna ask you a question.
There was a lack of communication.
What's his name for the Cowboys who does punts and kickoffs? And do you think because he went to wide receiver, they had him throwing the ball to wide receiver, that hurt his punt return?
I don't think so.
He talking about Turpin?
Yeah, I don't think Cavante, Hallie, Momo, I don't think he played that much to affect it. I think it was it's how you coach. Like, when you speak to, not everybody's a head coach, like it's almost, I always equate it to a little league coach or like a travel baseball coach. The youth is one of the hardest people to coach, and you see a lot of the better teams when you get into more competitive little league and high school. It's all about coaching. You have to be able to communicate, and I don't know that Sorensen is a good communicator because there was a lot of. Was that the only one who saw indifference out there? Like
a couple of times, there's been a lot of weird things going on.
I mean, for a guy who was so... Did we not sit here in August, said, oh my God, with the new rule changes, Dallas is going to be starting the ball at the 50-yard line? It seemed like there was hesitation. There wasn't a rhyme or reason, because he was in charge of instructing Brandon, I can't believe it's not Butter Aubrey. I mean, and... it was like Dallas, I just want everybody to know, Dallas was dead last in the league, Momo, in starting field position. Dead last. They were 32 out of 32 teams in opponents' starting field position. Or no, their starting field position. So they were doing fair catches, and the hand was going up, and it should not have been going up.
But he's been doing that. Turpin was doing that a lot. He does that.
But
he does that a lot.
The year prior, he led the league and made the Pro Bowl because he was aggressive, unbelievably.
Yes, I agree with that. But he has a bad habit of half-assing.
Well, that's a question we could talk about later tonight. Do we move on from Turpin? I say no. He's got a very friendly contract. I know other people will say move on from him because, but I'll just pose this question. If we saw Turpin in Washington, that would be That would be hard to deal with on special. You want speed on your team. Unless you got somebody that can replace him, I don't want to move on from him.
I would say the
Tommy, Giants coach beat Shoddy. You are correct.
I would say the whole, for me, the Eberflus situation being let go, not officially. I haven't heard. I know in my mind.
Is that true? You call your broom Shoddy, Momo?
I would say this.
Try and trade him. Okay.
Yeah, we are so quick. Way in the west of us, me and everybody else. We want to fire coaches, coordinators, but when are we going to blame these players for
the most damning that players are bad
for lack of not trying? For not trying.
You had your defensive coordinator
like when are we going to allow these? Before Eberflus got here.
Did you hear what Eberflus said? I'm not changing.
Was they on tackling last year, the year before?
He literally, Eberflus literally said he didn't think he did anything wrong this year.
I don't think he did nothing wrong. I think it's the personnel. Yeah.
Momo, when you refuse to adjust and change shit around your players, you got to go, bro.
Oh yeah, so you need to go fire
top view in Vegas.
Because every coach in the league does the same thing Eberflus did.
The Raiders didn't score more on us than they did.
When he said that, Momo, he literally sealed his fate. When he said that,
I don't. Y'all blaming coaches. Y'all gotta put some blame on these players. Put some blame on these players. Tackle very well. The Cowboys are bad. For the most part, Cowboys secondary don't tackle very well, but y'all gonna keep them. Okay.
No. He's probably gone too, the linebacker. I would hope the new defense coordinator will bring in his own staff. There might be a couple guys that deserve to stay.
No, what I'm talking about, I'm talking the secondary. Some of the secondary people, y'all not letting go. Y'all not going to let Lavelle go. Y'all not going to let all those secondary guys go.
Of course, we're not going to let Rebel go. He's a rookie.
Linebacker, brother. We're talking linebackers. Our linebackers are the shittiest in the league.
Comic Flick Fusion. I'm happy Eberflus is gone. Game time. Everything he did last year was the worst. Ranked 32. Bad historical numbers.
It wasn't the linebackers. It was wide open. It was wide.
Here's the deal, though. Momo, let me just pose this to you. The
linebackers were garbage, Momo. What were you watching?
I want to hear. First, let me get this thought that I want to go to Thomas Garrett. First thing's this. My frustration with Eberflus is this and this alone. He wasn't willing to, he could care less. He has an entitlement that he wasn't willing to change his philosophy at all to the team that he's coaching. Okay? He wanted to fit a square peg in a round hole. We go with the deadline and get a Logan Wilson, who, by the way, was the guy who caused the fumble this past week in a game. Okay? He didn't even play him. Momo. He did not play him.
I wouldn't play him neither.
Well, he's better than Kenneth Murray, who's at the bottom of the...
I ain't saying much.
Well, okay. Dirty Sanchez. But he was good enough to beat you guys twice. So there you go. What are you talking about, Dirty Sanchez? We don't blame players. We did Kenneth Murray, his ass, along with a few others. Matt
Eberflus was the secondary.
Well, yeah, we did. We said our safeties are playing like crap too. Then we had
Momo. What you're salty about is I told you Jerry and them are gonna move different.
He's upset.
You upset because you don't know what you're talking about when it comes to Cowboys. They're gonna move different this year. You kept coming up with your bullshit. They're gonna keep Eberflus. Jerry is gonna refuse to fire Eberflus. What the fuck happened 2 days later? What the hell happened? He's gone.
All right, Thomas Garrett, your thoughts, brother. Your thoughts.
Logan, I mean, Walker took all the words out of my mouth,
well,
man.
Just come up with something.
But anyway, when Eberflus said the shit that he said, he really sealed his fate. He really did. That, what all he said, he committed coaching suicide.
He's good at it, Tommy T.
He committed coaching suicide when he said what he said. And Momo, when you were saying all that stuff about, he's good for the Cowboys, you were saying that for jokes, man. I don't know why y'all was falling for that. You was really saying it for jokes. He was
getting to us.
Yeah. And keep your ass in Washington, please.
Hey Momo, I hope you guys saw.
I'm bored. I'm bored.
The mean girls in the chat.
And it's gonna be interesting who I miss.
It's not gonna be interesting at all. Y'all gonna take another step backwards. Your defense is gonna be bad next year. Whoever y'all bring in can't solve the safety and the cornerback positions. It's gonna be bad again. So
hold on. No. Okay, Mo, I'm not gonna address you real quick. Hold on. I want to address Drew. Drew. I told y'all they're gonna fire Eberflus. I stay here in Dallas.
Like Drew, this.
He laughed at this. Drew, they're gonna go out and they're gonna sign the best free agents this year they can, and they're gonna draft well, and then they're gonna come into this season and they're gonna walk all up and down your fucking asses this next year. I'm calling it.
I'm a no offense.
Calling it.
Okay, I will say this. Y'all should get the ex-head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, but I don't think Jerry would pay that kind of money for him.
That's the reason why.
7-0.
Lester, can you?
No, take it back. Mr. 7-0 wannabe.
I never said what year or what decade.
Oh, you thought you were going to be 7-0 last year, dog.
I never said what decade.
And that never came to be.
2,126. Right, Momo, that decade? Or year?
I don't know. Well, whenever 7-0 comes around.
And Dan, I just woke up about
and you know what? I'm already prepared, Thomas, in game time. Once we sign all these good players, this is what the Eagles fans are going to do. Like Drew, they're going to try to compartmentalize. Oh, they're going to punch the goalpost like they always do. Well, those guys really aren't that good, and that trade really wasn't that good. You're going to come up with all this bullshit for why Jerry and them start making moves. You're going to start pushing goalposts like y'all fucking always do. So I'm prepared for that. I'm prepared.
I am gonna make I'm going live sometime today, and
what time you going live? Let everybody know.
I'm going live at 1:00.
1:00, and
12 noon my time.
And I'm going to address Washington.
Momo
rants. I'm going to address this firing of Eberflus, because I think you can't keep. I think this gonna put y'all behind the 8 ball defensively. I really do. I wasn't saying for jokes. I'm saying that you gotta give a coach. He might have been stubborn, but maybe Eberflus didn't want to fight for his job. He said, "Fuck it."
Three payday, right?
Momo rants. I'm gonna put your channel. I'm gonna pin it at the top. Everybody show some support for Momo. He will be on. If you like his ranting, you can see all the ranting you want on his channel. It's pinned at the top. Farm Boy, Mark Hutchton, Momo, you need to focus on your team and quit complaining about everyone else's team. Well, I would say this, Mark. I get that a lot with the Eagles, but if anybody that follows me, Logan's in here, Linda Conyers, listen, at the end of the day, I think I like to keep it fair. I like covering the NFC East. That's what separates my channel. The fact of the matter is, Giants haven't been good in a long time. Now they beat the Cowboys in the final season, the game situation. Congrats, Washington. I had them winning the division. I like talking NFC East football, not just singing the praises of Dallas Cowboys 24/7. Sometimes it's negative. I would just say to the people that don't like when I do Eagles content or Washington content, listen, that's a compliment to your team. You are the Super Bowl champions. Deal with it. I'm not stop talking about it. You don't like it? Take a long walk. I don't care. I'm going to continue to talk about the Eagles. All right? So it's not always going to be positive. deal with it, okay? There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not going out of my way to troll. All right? All right. Go ahead, Momo.
So I just coming up draft. Everybody got a lot to prove on Washington. Everybody's up. They have to do what they get. Cowboys, same thing. Giants, the same thing. Even the Eagles. Eagles have to improve because I don't see going forward them keeping having a head coach that's so conservative for the Eagles because he's too conservative. So going forward, Eberflus is gone. Y'all gonna have to find a new defensive coordinators. They going and Jerry gonna have to spend money if he wants a good defensive coordinator. This Rex Ryan BS that everybody want, it's not gonna happen.
I don't think it's happening. No, I don't think that.
Too comfortable and sitting on ESPN and joking around because he been eating jelly donuts and all that coming there before he eat and coffee. He's not going to do it.
Lou Branch is in the house. Joe Tranchina, hey guys, finally we fired that bum live from Italy. What's up, brother?
Ultra says, I guarantee Eberflus will get a job somewhere else.
Yeah, he will. I don't know. He may take a break. He's getting paid, Momo. So Ultra says Wade, Archie Bunker, Momo, Red Fox, and Drew, George Jefferson are great for the channel. Yeah, Drew is great for the channel. Everybody, I get a lot of people say that I lose more subscribers because he goes on his long-winded stuff. As long as he curtail, I would never tell Drew not to. I would never tell him to not say certain things, but he knows that it's a timing thing. You just can't be 100% all the time a dick. There are other channels for that, but yeah, I agree with you. Just real quick around the league before I get out of here. Lane Johnson is expected to practice this week for the Birds, so that'll help. Scott Hansen, if anybody knows the Red Zone, he says he will remain the host of the Red Zone. I thought the Red Zone took a little bit of a dip this year because ESPN and their commercials. It wasn't horrible. But we have a couple big things that we got to discuss. But I think I'll make tonight's live stream about all the NFL. Obviously, it'll be centered around the Dallas Cowboys and rumors and new defensive coordinator. Who else might get fired or let go right now, if anybody? Tom Brady's in the spotlight, obviously, for firing a football coach that was in a first year. And, again, it'll be interesting. Everybody, I hope you have a good rest of your day. I'm going to go do some errands. But the headline is Matt Eberflus is fired for the Dallas Cowboys. They keep churning out the offensive coordinators. And let's hope that they get this one right. Final words, Wade? Wade's probably lifting and doing pallets. So final words from anybody?
Happy.
You're
Good
happy.
luck with your next one.
Yeah, I don't know yet. I'm just 7:00, 8:00. I don't know. Go ahead, Hallie.
Oh, I'm just glad they didn't wait a long time to fire Eberflus. Yeah, I'm just happy it's already done.
Yeah. Look out for Mike Pettin. He worked out with Shoddy's defense coordinator at the Jets under Rex Ryan. Again, that's another name, Clemente. Thank you. We told you he was being fired, lead commander, and how are you today? D says the lead commander. Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Hey, Momo.
Yeah.
We got a guy over here wearing a Washington Redskins hard hat. He needs to talk you into why they need to change that name back to the Redskins.
I feel sorry for him.
Momo's on board with that. I don't think it's ever going to happen, but I think you're on board with that, right? You don't see a problem with that, or do you? I don't know. I thought
no, I don't see a problem with anybody remembering the name, the old name.
You just don't want them to go back to it, right?
No, yeah, so I just don't want to go to it.
I got you. Eagles Drew was extremely knowledgeable, and he knows how
neutered that franchise when they changed that name.
He's talking in the first person. I learned. I like that. That's good. All right, everybody. I'm out of here. Listen, I don't know what time tonight. Maybe 7:00 Eastern. Maybe something like that. Maybe 8:00 Eastern. I don't know. I'll talk to everybody later. We got a lot of work to do, but at least they're getting started early. I'll talk to everybody. See you. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. See y'all later.